Hello and welcome back to Corporate Product Promotion Flyer Help video. In this video we'll see how to edit text and colors in Adobe InDesign. So let's open up the Adobe InDesign. We have some changes here. And let's start with the layers panel. Here in the layers panel you can see all the different layers that create this template. And we have the print and info box layer here on the top. Basically this is a technical information for you about the template, how to utilize it, where the cut lines, bleeds, etc. all of it is. Now you can either turn these off if you don't need them, and you can delete them before sending them to be printed. That is all up to you. These two layers are for helping you when it comes to technical stuff about this template. Now when you open the template you may see these frames here. They can be, if you're used to working with them, there's no problem with them, but if you're not used to working with them, let's go to View, Extras, Hide Frame Edges, so we don't have all those frames and their frame colors changing the look and feel of our template. Okay, the second thing we're going to talk about is the Pages panel, and here we have the two pages. We have the front and the back of the flyer. Let's start with the color editing of the front layer. Now you can edit your colors by simply selecting the objects you wish to edit. Double click on the fill icon and either add your own values here or play with the slider. I'm just gonna make it something reddish so you can see it. Okay, and you can go through the entire template like this, changing one after another color. But the easier way to do that is to utilize color from the swatches. So if you don't see swatches, go to Window, Color, Swatches. It will open up. And here, the colors that are named Gradient A, Color A1, A2, A3, those are the colors of the template. So all you have to do is double click on the color, make sure the preview button is checked, and then simply change your color. And the same thing you can do what you're doing like you did in Illustrator. You're simply changing your colors. It not only changes the colors of the elements, it also changes the colors in the gradient, so you don't have to go separately back into the gradient and try to change them all. Okay, now the second thing we're going to talk about again is editing the images. You can find the images here in the links folder. We can go to right click directly in the links folder, go to relink, and then add our own image here. We can then center it, place it in a different way, etc., etc. Or you can just click on the image and then go Control D on your keyboard and replace your image in that way. Okay, so that's the second way of changing your images. And finally we have the option, the same option that applies for all the templates here, except the CS5 version of Photoshop. We can just go into the images folder. These images have been linked to this template. We go to the Photoshop, and here we're going to change our image. We're going to place the image we want to use. Scale it a little bit. I'm going to save the image. And once I've done that, when I go back into the InDesign, you'll see this little yellow triangle in front of the name of the link. All you have to do is double click on it and it will automatically update. Now if you have more than one of these, if you have changed all the images through Photoshop, you can just select them all, right click, and then go to the update link, and all the links will be automatically updated in that manner. Okay, now let's move on to the text. First, let's make sure we have the character panel open. Just close this one up. If you don't see character panel, let's go to Window, then we go to Type and Tables, and finally Character. And once the character panel is open, we can edit the properties of the font. Also, you can utilize this template has been created with the help of paragraph styles. If you're not familiar with paragraph styles, I suggest you watch some of the tutorials that are dedicated to it. Basically, each and every element here has its own unique paragraph style, so you don't have to, when it comes to editing the properties, you don't have to go through each and every different font and, I don't know, change, let's say, changing the fonts, changing the sizes. You can do that through the paragraph styles. So when I open the title, which is this Super Prices, I have the basic character format is Brody. Now I'm going to change that to different font, and as you can see, once I'm changing it here, because the preview button is open up, I can see the changes happening in the template, and voila, I have my font properties changed. Of course, you can change basic character formats, you can change whether it's centered, left, right. Sorry. We can change the character color here. Like I said, very useful tool for editing the templates. Now you may be confused how these two belong to a paragraph style. That's one of the tricks that I utilize in paragraph styles to save my time. Basically, these are the two paragraph styles, title and subtitle. And in this particular combination, let me just put everything as a title or everything as a subtitle so you can see it. What I did in this combination is select the text frame, right click on the title, apply title, then the next style, and voila, I have basically two styles working together. Okay, so that's when it comes to editing the character, basically the font properties. Of course, you can do that manually. You can select the font you want to, properties you want to change, and through the character panel basically go through the same changes we had before. One thing I need to note, if you want to change the colors and you don't want to use paragraph styles, you want to do everything manually, if you just simply select the text frame, and then let's say we want to change this to something like blue, it's not going to change the colors, it's actually going to color the frame itself. In order to change the colors of the font and the text, you need to go here to this little T right below the fill and the stroke, and once that is selected, you can see now the active color is selected, so now you can change the colors to whatever color you want. Okay. Okay, now when it comes to editing the text, it's super simple. Either select the T here or use the T on your keyboard to select the type tool, and then simply select the text that you wish to edit, type in your own text or paste it from whatever sources you might be having, and that's it. Okay, that was it for this video. In the next video, we'll see how to edit template in Adobe Photoshop. See you. Bye.